This episode, we're talking about WandaVision on the Literate Nerds. Welcome to the Literate Nerds. All right, this evening, of course, my guests are Theresa Gray, who is one of my regular co-hosts, and for the technically second time, because unfortunately we lost the audio the last time I had him on, we have Levi James, MrAbs.com.
Yep, MrAbs.com. Yep,
MrAbs.com, and we have my old dear friend from the original production of Jared Reinmuth's Monte Cristo that we performed at the Hackensack Arts Center in 2002. Wow, man. Mr. Marc Kandel, so good to have you, man. So
hey there, Patrick, Rock and Ricky Rialto here. I just got to ask Mr. Abs Fitness, why do you hate audio so much?
All right, so that's how we're starting off the show. All right, so later on we'll go back and we'll talk about everybody's web presence and where everybody can be found, various blogs and Instagrams and all that kind of stuff. We're going to do Near Mint to Poor Condition, which we always do at the start of the show, which is we discuss a positive bit of nerd news and a negative bit of nerd news. The positive bit of nerd news I'm personally very excited about. I don't know how my guests feel about this, but I'm very pumped. From Variety, DC Films taps promising young woman director Emerald Fennell to write Zatanna superhero movie. Emerald Fennell is also the showrunner for Killing Eve, which I don't know if anybody's familiar with, but I love that show with Jodie Comer and Sandra Oh. Anybody? You guys watch it?
I've heard great things about Killing Eve, but I have a list as long as my arm of shows I need to play catch up on. Oh. I'm finishing up Clone Wars right now, and then I'll probably hit the King's Ransom, and then it is on there. But I mean, I agree. I've heard it's a tremendous show, and you know, if that's who they're going to grab to do Zatanna, that's the right move. Go to the talent pool.
Yeah, absolutely. And
use the talent that's making it right now, especially the folks who are making it work on Netflix.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And Zatanna is, not an underutilized character by Warner Brothers because she's appeared in the animated film. She's obviously all over the comics, but she's not. She's not an A-list character that people recognize right off the bat. But I'm just a longtime member of the Justice League of America. Father was a member of the Justice Society, right? Am I right here, guys?
I think so.
Yeah. So and much as we love George Perez, they're not putting her in that costume with that red bug thing on top of her head. All right, that's all right. So,
even for her stage show.
Oh God, I hope not. I mean, listen, man, George Perez, we love him, but that's one costume design that went wrong on him. I think.
We're probably going to get to that later, but that's
yeah. Well, we're going to talk about.
Suit joins a long list of folks like the venerable and greatly lamented lost Dave Cockrum.
Yeah,
it looks great. It looks great in the books, but you're not going to wander into a fight wearing a one-piece bikini and opera gloves.
Well,
and at least not in 2021. Maybe.
Hey, man, listen.
We had a better chance of that in the 90s, maybe. Well,
listen, 30th century male bustier. I'm all about it. All right, Cosmic Boy. All right. So, anyway,
I'm fairly close to using Spanx myself.
All right.
Sorry. I was going to say real quick with Zatanna, as far as the Marvel and DC go, it's always good to piggyback off the other. So Doctor Strange had success a couple years ago when he's a major part of the MCU. So the best thing DC can do is try to piggyback off of that. And maybe they can try to pilfer some fans who are not so familiar with the big character. But hey, it's a magic character. I like Doctor Strange. Let me go check this out. And it's a woman. Boom, I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, kudos to them for not going for the low-hanging, easy reach of Dr. Fate to do the Doctor.
Yeah, absolutely. But then again, what big star are you going to be able to attach to Dr. Fate and wearing a full face mask? I mean, who's going to go for it?
Iron Man once at least a C-lister, maybe a B-lister at best throughout the years, depending on what merch you saw him on.
Yeah,
they figured out a way around that. But the helmet is the helm, so you have to kind of feature that highly. But he's not getting his show. Zatanna is.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's not our worry.
And she has nothing covering her face.
No.
But that's another.
We shall see. Although I hope they can come up with a better design than her Crisis design too, because I didn't like that particular design.
That was not the top hat, tuxedo, fishnets.
That was not. They gave her, It
was like white and blue, and it was.
It was a strange. It was a very strange top coat that did not follow any sort of physics, but it just didn't do it for me. And look, I do have the inherent bias. I did like her stage outfit, but I totally get why that's not going to work. I'm not going.
It's not going to fly nowadays. Yeah,
I'm not going to see Carol Danvers as Warbird on the screen anytime soon, and that's okay. Because again, you don't wander into a fight in thigh highs and a sash.
Well, listen, to be honest, and we're going to obviously a good portion of this episode is going to be talking about fashion. But that's one of the things that you were talking about, stuff that looks great on the page, but not so great in real life. I never liked Carol Danvers' original costume as Ms. Marvel, the red and blue that looked like the Kree Captain Marvel's costume. I never liked it. I saw somebody wearing a cosplay version of it, and in real life, it looks spectacular because it was designed by guys that actually did some work in the fashion industry.
Well, Ramita also he cut his teeth on Millie the model.
Oh, geez! So of course
he did research into women's fashion when he took things into account. Now Marvel with a midriff, I don't know. Again, not going to be taking out Ronan's cruiser in that outfit.
No. But when
what though, I feel like Sal Buscema's artwork though helped that outfit a lot because basically with those first issues, every page was her blasting some villain in the face with like a massive punch. So it was like, as much as as cheesy as the outfit could appear at first, it just you got into the comic, the action kept you there.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna get back to Carol Danvers because we got to discuss Monica Rambeau and all of that other stuff.
Ooh, okay.
First, unfortunately, we got to do Poor Condition. And so Poor Condition this week, we're going to talk very briefly about how Comicsgate, which had been fairly quiet, as well as its, leader, Ethan Van Sciver, had been quiet until the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League landed, and then, boy, have they come out in force. I'm not even going to mention the things that Van Sciver recently said on video. Let's say they clearly constitute hate speech and violent speech. I'm going to have Garrison Davis on the show next week. Garrison is a conflict journalist based out of Portland. He's been covering the uprisings in Portland, and he's also an expert in right-wing extremism. And I'm going to have him on the podcast to talk about that next week. Is there anything anybody wants to contribute before we move on? Because like I said,
I'm not too familiar with it, to be honest. I'm not.
I have not. I've seen his video, but it's also been truncated, so I don't know what preceded it. Now, the statement he said speaks for itself.
Yeah,
but I don't know the entirety of the context. I don't think there's an excuse for it. But I always feel that if you're going to showcase this stuff and point a spotlight on it, and sunlight, is a good disinfectant, you got to give the whole context of it as well, because I don't like chopped up videos.
Well, the thing about it is that evidently YouTube took it down. But
YouTube took it away. The only video I've been able to see of it, it begins right at the magic words.
Yeah.
And the problem is, I don't know what he was. I don't know what he was saying in rebuke to either Zack Snyder or whoever the hell in his mind.
Well, he was talking. He was talking specifically about Zack Snyder taking gamers, geeks and gamers, to task during the live stream. He said, "I know we got the Geeks and Gamers logo here, but I'm not happy with the way you Geeks and Gamers has treated people," basically is what Zack Snyder said. And EVS was commenting on that, basically.
Well, I once again, for the second time in as many days, find myself in agreement with Zack Snyder.
Wow. Holy shit!
Can you guys give me like the short, like the abridged, like the short version, basically? Like what happened?
Yeah, basically, Ethan Van Sciver said that he would take a certain ethnic group of people and line them up against the wall and Tommy gun them.
If he wants to, and no one can stop.
If he wants to, nobody's going to stop him. And Zack Snyder making this statement is not going to stop me from doing it. Give me a Tommy gun and line them up. And then he claims that Stan Lee once said that to him, which of course he claims was in a private conversation with Stan.
Oh God.
Pretty sure if Stan Lee had said that in front of Kirby or Steranko, he would have gotten a broken jaw.
Well, Steranko's another one who's, believe me, I've washed my hands of him. That could be an entire episode. No. I mean,
I had no idea.
I knew Steranko was a dick before his politics came out. And his politics have not been very well hidden in the industry for going on 20 years. And Steranko, it's like fucking Larry Hama said, kisses my ass. This is becoming an entire episode about Comicsgate and about right-wing assholes when we're supposed to be talking about fun stuff tonight, and that's my fault, and I apologize. So let's get back on track. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we're going to be talking about WandaVision. We are the Literate Nerds. Nerds. Welcome back, everybody, to the Literate Nerds. We are talking WandaVision, and my guest this evening, once again, is my occasional co-host, Theresa Gray.
Hello.
Mr. Abs himself, Levi James.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And the man that embodies Victor Von Doom, Mr. Marc Kandel.
Thank you, Patrick. Now all of you, kneel.
Come on, man. You're one of the very few people I know that loves Von Doom more than I do. I've always been such a fan of him. And your cosplays do him justice, in all the iterations that you have done. All right, so we're gonna do a little literate revisit, and we're gonna talk about the source material for WandaVision, the comic books, and some of the stuff that they kept from the original stuff, and some of the stuff that they changed, what we liked, what we didn't like. Obviously, do a brief history of the characters. Scarlet Witch obviously first appeared in the pages of the X-Men. She was a member of the Brotherhood of Mutants. For a long time, it was thought that she and her brother Pietro were the children of Magneto. They were, they weren't, they aren't again, right? They aren't again.